What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bolero Sam here with the Sultan of Sando, Gab Lim, and Mr. Maui Yap. What's up, guys?
Back-to-back episode for the first
Back to
time
back.
in a month.
Oo nga eh.
Farewell ko
Back
na
to
to.
back. Oo, yun na nga eh. Kasi si Maui is going on a Euro trip for the next few weeks. We won't be having him, so sinusulit na namin si Mr. Maui Yap and yung mga insights niya. It's slow news day, but we'll still talk about some UAAP news. Ito yung part na pinaka-dinedread ko, guys. Kasi wala masyadong UAAP news and wala masyadong NBA news. Kasi halos tapos na yung free agency. So, wala masyadong basketball na nangyayari. Hindi masyado exciting. But, sige lang, pag-usapan natin, di ba? I think the biggest news, the most recent one is Coach Topex getting an extension from LaSalle. I think it's a 3-year extension. At least LaSalle, yung coach ng LaSalle may extension na. Yung coach kaya ng Ateneo meron magkaka-extension. Any comments?
Wow! That's where you want to start, Sam?
Walang ibang news eh. Walang ibang news, Gab. We have to talk about something, di ba? So, any comments on Coach Topex getting a 3-year extension from LaSalle? No-brainer for me, Gab.
Yeah, ako, same. No-brainer. I think when they initially announced Coach Topex was gonna coach LaSalle, I was all in on having Coach Topex. He seemed like a good culture guy and a guy who could motivate his players well and could eventually build the culture within LaSalle, and that's what he has done. They've made the finals for 2 straight seasons in his first 2 years. He's won them a title already in his first season. I think this is a 5 out of 5 move from the De La Salle University to get Topex for 3 more seasons. He definitely has the players' trust. The players love playing there, allegedly, and he's been winning. With that being said, as I told you guys when this news came out, I will not be surprised if he doesn't complete the 3 seasons or the 3 years. Because much like Ateneans, LaSallians are a bit crazy and they have high standards. And the moment Copex does not win or does not fall short of expectations, you can expect a ton of LaSallians calling for his head. Heck, sabi nga natin nung previous recording natin, di ba? Bago pa lang he started season 86, LaSallians were already calling for him to be fired because
losing to NCAA teams
was losing during practice games. They were losing during practice games, di ba? So,
nakasama pa na nag-YouTube siya, no? Nalabas sa YouTube eh.
Oo nga eh, pa-vlog pa kasi. Sino ba yung mga nag-YouTube dyan? Wag na, tama na.
So yun, it's good. 3 more years, but again, knowing how LaSallians will like to do the blame game and love to point at someone for their losses, I will not be surprised if Coach Topex does not complete those 3 seasons, those 3 years. Just imagine a scenario where in upcoming season 88, they don't make the finals. For example, ma-upset sila ng kung sino man team like NU or UST in the Final Four, and then they're not in the finals with all the recruitment that they did, the transferees that they got for this season. Imagine if that happens. Would they still want Topex for 3 more seasons? I don't think so. So, it's good to hear now. I think I'm pro Coach Topex. I always have been. But again, LaSallians, they are a crazy bunch, and they will definitely call for Coach Topex head anytime trouble comes for the De La Salle Green Archers. Sammy, Maui, I don't know if your thoughts are the same.
Just jumping on that, no, I think the big question is how will LaSalle look like 3 seasons from now? They're a veteran-heavy team right now. Even yung mga so-called new guys nila, Kian Baklaan, si Jacob Cortez are vets So we're not gonna see them in three seasons, diba? Even Mason Amos, I don't think he's gonna last for 3 more seasons. So probably this is a
He
team that's going
can't.
to
He
be
has 2
led
more
by
years left, Sam.
yeah, yun nga, kaya nga. So this is probably going in 3 seasons. How will Lasal look like, diba? I think LeBron James Daep is one of their promising young rookies. So mahirap. Like even Coach Tab, when he lost all his vets and star players, that's when the downfall of Ateneo started. So I think to your point, in the next 3 seasons, it's hard to tell where Lasal will be. Pero this is a no-brainer just because he has taken them to the finals in his first 2 seasons, won them a championship. Guys that started out like that, Coach Tab, Coach Goldwyn Monteverne, coaches that are for keeps. So
Juno
Lasal,
Soler.
that's true. First year niya, di ba? Coaches that are for keeps. So Lasal,
How
hopefully,
many
we
years?
get to keep Coach Topex.
How many years did Juno Soler last in Lasal despite winning the championship in his rookie coaching debut in the UAAP, di ba? But
Brad
Yeah.
Bird. Brad Bird. Supposedly the answer to Coach Tab. He lasted only 1 season.
And
But-
cost them JD Kagulangan.
yeah, I think yung comment si Gab is warranted, and I think I agree. Diba? Much like Athenians, huwag na tayo magtumago. Athenians are a crazy bunch. Ateneo fans are crazy for saying after 1 season that they should replace Coach Tab. And that could happen to Coach Topek if they underperform for 1 or 2 seasons in a row. I don't foresee that happening maybe in the next 2 seasons. Kasi they'll have Cortez, they'll have Baclaan, assuming they all stay. Baclaan, Cortez, Amos, Pablo, Daep, those 5 guys. Mikey Cortez is a wild card player who's been playing in crunch time, in Phil Oil, in 2 very crunch, 2 games that were tight. So I think yung trusty Coach Topex is there also with Mikey Cortez, despite being a rookie. So they have the pieces. They have the coach. The question is, what's the expectation for Lasal? Diba? If they expect a championship every season and Coach Topex will not be able to deliver that, then maybe in 3 seasons time, maybe he doesn't finish the full term. But if Lasalians were cool-headed and did not have crazy expectations, despite UP, Ateneo, UST, all these crazy teams recruiting so hard, with UP recruiting the most and the hardest from all the teams, I don't think you can expect a Tab Baldwin-like dynasty in the UAAP with this type of recruitment wars. Diba? So I think you have to temper expectations. I don't think maybe they could make the finals for the 3rd straight season, and that in itself is an achievement. It's only I think it's the culture also in the NBA that we fault teams for making the finals and not celebrate teams for making the finals. But that's the reality of basketball. If you don't win the championship, then you'll be forgotten in history.
No one remembers second place, Maui.
No one remembers second place. So let's see where it goes. But as far as Coach Topex, I hope the full 3 years is guaranteed. So if ever they fire you, still get the compensation you deserve.
Fully guaranteed. Tapos may player option dun sa 3rd year. No trade clause.
Shout out to Monty Williams, still getting paid.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. We went there. Let's go Detroit. Okay. Next news. We mentioned this nung isang podcast natin, pero we didn't really talk about it. Zayn Mahmood joining FEU, hoping to fill that VJ Pre hole in the hearts of FEU. Maui as a UST. Natatawa ka dyan, Maui, as a UST fan.
That's one of the
thoughts on Zayn
funniest expectations put on Zayn Mahmood. Come on, guys.
Shout out to the Spin PH article for that. Maui. Zayn Mahmood going to FEU. Good thing for Zayn. Good thing for FEU. Is this a perfect match?
I would say maybe good thing for Zane kasi with UST, he wasn't really getting any burn. But I can't say 100% he'll get the same a ton of minutes sa FPU. Remember, si Christian Porter just transferred there and I don't know, Porter is more...
USTC Porter.
USTC Porter, Maui.
Siya yung pumalit kay Zane Mahmood.
Ganun nga pala sila. Nalito na ako, sorry. I've been talking to one of our subscribers, si Jeffrey. I think he mentioned si Porter as a good chance in FPU, and somehow that stuck in my head. Ever since I read that Mahmood news, I was thinking, why is si Mahmood will just be the backup of Porter? But sorry. Definitely not a replacement for VJ Pre, but definitely a better destination maybe for him. I don't know what will happen with FU's lineup. They have a very young lineup, so they have everyone has a chance to shine. Diba? I don't know if Simo Copa will play far forward in the seniors division. I think he can slide down to the small forward or shooting guard position, but it's a better situation than UST for me, just because we saw what happened to him when he was at UST. And we've seen that also this preseason. It doesn't look like they have a plan. It doesn't look like they have an incentive for him to play. Maybe si Coach Pido didn't like yung fit niya to his offense. I don't know. But the fact that Echo Laure is playing over you maybe tells the full story.
Ako, it's definitely a better spot for Zane. Fresh new start, and if you've watched FAU these past 2 seasons, and including here in the current preseason, they desperately need a big. They desperately need someone.
No offense to Miguel Ona, who has valiantly played the backup big role.
I don't know offense. Every offense is given to Miguel Ona, because he has ever since he missed that gimme of a shot in season
against
85 against UP when they almost beat UP in a monster game by LJ Gonzalez. I have taken every offense for Miguel Ona's play. So the fact that they're still trying Miguel Ona as the backup to Mo Konate, and if you watched FU in the current preseason, they cannot survive without Mo Konate. Mo Konate is playing huge minutes in the preseason.
One of the leaders in minutes nung last season. I think the top leader in
He was
mag-record si Konate. If he plays a full 5 years like this, I think he will be in the UAP records for most minutes played in the season.
For most minutes played.
Baka by then he's like 35 years. Mukha na siyang 35 years old sa minutes niya.
Yeah, and if Zane Mahmood can at least spell Mo Konate a few minutes in season 89 and few positive minutes where they don't get killed, then that's a win for FEU. So I like this from FEU side. For Zane's side, I do think he has some minutes to get in this FEU team. This front court is so slim, especially with the loss of VJ Pre. They're starting Aaron Bagunu. And that tells you all you need to know, man. They're really thin up front. They don't have much in the realm of competence in the front court aside from Mo Konate, and they need all the help they can get. Maybe Coach Sean Chambers can extract whatever potential that people saw or in Zane Mahmood. Diba? He was a former Gilas guy, big recruit prior to season 87. Nabudol tayong lahat, diba? So maybe there's something there.
In UAP history.
but yeah, yung grabe tong si Maui, yung mga Ronzon, hindi na ka pinapalipas.
Si Baila lang legit.
Actually, dun sa Gilas Bros, si Baila
so
pa lang 1 out of 3. Si Baila pa lang so far.
Only 3? Di ba pati si Jaden Jones?
Jaden Jones pa, Sam.
Madami sila.
Si Konov. Jaden Jones? Okay. Hindi,
Konov, Mahmood.
Mahmood and Baila. Sila yung barkada di ba? Konov, Mahmood, and Baila.
Shout out to Superstar for featuring that cast.
All-Star. All-star. So yun, now to those saying he's the replacement of VJ Pre, I don't. He wasn't even getting playing time in UST. So come on.
Probably Kirby Moncopa. Like, don't forget about Kirby
Oh,
Moncopa.
yun,
Diba,
yun
Gab?
yung mas high ako to probably replace the production of VJ or even step into the shoes of what VJ yung left behind. But come on, Zayn Mahmood is probably a backup center. He's not gonna. People are saying it's gonna be a revenge season, season 89 for Zayn Mahmood. Panoorin niyo muna si Zayn Mahmood bago niyo sabihin yun. Maybe he develops skills, develops some shooting, develops some ball handling. But to me right now, he looks like a backup center. And if you're a backup center to Mo Konate, you're probably getting 10 to 15 minutes, even less in this FEU team. If he can somehow transform himself into a power forward, a stretch four, or something to that effect, maybe he can carve out a starting role for this FEU team. But right now, I see him as a backup five, a backup center. And as a backup center, you're not gonna get much in the realm of playing time, especially with Mo Konate there. So yun, for UST, I don't think they're gonna miss him much. I mean, they don't even play him. So what
And
was
they
the
got
point?
Porter.
Yeah, and they got Christian Porter. So I don't think there's any effect there on the UST side. They need bigs, but they weren't even playing Zayn. So I think that tells you all you need to know what Coach Pido thought of Zayn Mahmood. But despite their need for a big man, they weren't even playing one of their big man. Their big men in Zayn Mahmood. So doesn't affect UST much, but definitely something to look forward to if you're FEU. Maybe Zayn Mahmood can carve out a role.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, yung important is, ano ba yung hinahanap ni Zayn Mahmood? Does he want to play and also have a chance to compete for, let's say, a championship or like at least make it to the Final Four? If that's the case, I think FEU is a good bet. They are always trying to compete. I think FEU, they always have good players that come in from their juniors division. So, it is a very good basketball program, yung FEU. At the same time, they do need a backup big. As you mentioned, Gab. Sorry to Miguel Ona. But if he wanted more minutes, the maximum number of minutes or playing time, maybe he should have looked at other teams or maybe he should have looked at the NCAA. Probably he would get more minutes there. I think that's one of the teams. That's one of the things that we mentioned when he left UST. Sabi natin, maybe he should look at the NCAA so that he can really dominate there. Where there's no FSA, he can be one of the biggest guys out there. But I'm hoping the best for Zayn Mahmood kasi he was hype. He was a Gilas boy also. He still has a chance to prove himself in season 89. We'll see. But we'll see. But definitely he'll get some minutes. Might as well take for FEU, for Coach Sean Chambers, might as well take a chance on this guy kasi Miguel Ona's your backup. He's not gonna be there for long anyway. So develop the young guys. Other than that, speaking of Gilas, do you guys want to talk about news of the 4 additional Gilas players that are joining the training team? So the pool where Coach Tim Cone will select the 12 players. So
finally nag-expand after months of
but before we go there, like originally Tim Cone really wanted to just submit the 12 players, and I think it was si Erica D who said na, are you sure itong 12 lang yung isa-submit natin? Last minute, Coach Tim Cone said, okay, add these 4 guys. So the 4 guys are si Zave Lucero, si Troy Rosario, si RJ Abarientos, and I'm missing someone.
Troy Rosario?
Troy, Zave, RJ, yun lang ba? Tatlo?
Wait. Si ano?
And sorry, hindi
Bando.
Bando,
yeah. Bando, correct. So those are the 4. RJ, Zave, actually all 4 of them UAAP players. Thoughts on like the 4 guys that Coach Tim Cone picked to add to the pool? And on the issue na technically hindi pa pala eligible si Zave. They only have his current passport. Zave is in the US right now. So sabi nila, we haven't talked to him that much. We don't have his documents. We just added him to the pool. Like, what does this say about the Gilas planning or the Gilas strategy? You guys are shaking your heads. I want to go with Maui first.
Ganun pa rin. Bara-bara pa rin. I mean, we're not like Japan, who have, I think, a more than 30-year plan with their program. It's one of the reasons why, not just in basketball, I think in other sports, they are also thriving. But in our case, we only move when the needle needs to be moved. It's because we have a ton of injuries. Scottie Thompson, I think, is injured. Kai Soto is injured. I mean, it's only that time that we decide to move. Diba? We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of players also in the UAAP, not even counting the Phil-Amps or the Phil-Foreigners. We should have a bigger pool. We send teams to under 19, under 21, under 16. We should have better planning for our program, but it's come to this. I thought it was going to be a different thing with Coach Tim, but it looks like Coach Tim is just a band-aid solution for Gilas. I don't know if he's going to stick for a long time. I think what's promising is LA Tenorio was hired as the coach of, I think, under 16, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that could be a long-term goal, a long-term plan for Gilas. But from the outside looking in, again, I don't have any insider information. I don't know what goes on in the planning. It looks rushed. It doesn't look like we have even a 5-year or a 10-year plan for Gilas, and it makes me not become optimistic as to how we can be able to be the number one team even in Asia to beat Japan. So let's see. But I'm happy na si Abando will be able to play basketball. I think Abando hasn't been a pro basketball player for more than a year. So parang nagiging Kobe Paras na. So I don't know. And hopefully si Lucero, hopefully it's not like UMB na na-hype tayo that he might be eligible, but is he really? So hopefully he does have the papers. Hopefully he does have that eligibility. And thank you to Rosario. I mean, this is probably the 100th time. He's becoming the next Japet Aguilar. Maybe when he's 40 years old.
I'm just about to say.
Sorry, speaking of Japet Aguilar, I think si Japet is still part of the team. I think he
because we have no choice.
Because Kai is injured. Si Japet yung replacement.
Maybe si Edu is injured. I don't know. It's getting crazy, diba? So that's why we need a plan. That's why we need a bigger pool. If we get 2 or 3 guys, especially the big men sideline, we can't expect Japet Aguilar to play till 50 years old. I just have to say that.
The next Asi. Gab.
At saka hopefully we get other prospects that are not from the SMB team. Kasi if you look at the 3 players, the 4 players added are part of the SMB teams in the PBA. Diba? This is Rosario, this is RJ Abarientos, who I'm happy to, who's also part of the pool. And si Lucero is playing for Magnolia, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully, I mean, there always talk about collaboration between the PBA and SBP. But how come it's now mostly SMB when Al Francis is handling and we're not seeing players from the other teams getting added to the pool?
Kasi lahat naman ng players, Maui, napupunta lang sa SMC teams.
That's a good point.
Antayin na lang natin lahat mapunta sa SMB para sila rin naman national team.
Oh, ako, honestly, from a objective perspective, the 4 players added, I think only one really addresses a need for the roster, which is RJ, because we've been clamoring for a point guard.
Point guard.
Diba? Because there are no true point guards on this roster. Scotty is a makeshift point guard. He's not really a point guard. He doesn't play point guard for Barangay Ginebra, actually. So, or he's sometimes an off guard, sometimes yung is a point guard. But si RJ yung point guard ng Barangay Ginebra. So, Scotty is not a natural and only a makeshift point guard. So, I'm happy that RJ is back in Gilas. Remember, he was performing under Coach Tab Baldwin. I was the part of the team that beat Korea in the bubble tournament here in Manila.
Baka naman, Belangel din, sama niya na. Baka naman, Belangel.
Ang daming guards ng Pilipinas eh. So I don't understand why we don't have point guards on this roster. So that to me is a big addition, si RJ. And he's playing under Tim Cone. So not much
familiarity with the offense.
Not much integration needed. Walang downtime para sa kanya. He's immediately thrust into a system that he already knows. So I'm happy there. He provides shooting, playmaking. So I'm happy with that addition. The other Troy Rosario we've mentioned, he's pretty old already, and as an in the international stage, he's pretty small.
Undersized,
he's an undersized 4. Zave Lucero, I've always said. I think we had this in one of our.
We did an episode about this.
One of our Boleros mailbag shows. One person asked, who is someone that you wish, part of your wish list for Gilas that you saw in the UAAP that's not currently playing in the Gilas pool? I immediately said Xavier Lucero because his skill set is tantalizing. He's 6'6" with an outside shot, can play and guard multiple positions. Is pretty athletic. Can score in the paint. Can block shots. Can steal the ball. Can guard essentially anyone on the perimeter. I love the tools of Zave Lucero. Yeah. So, Zave Lucero, I'm pretty happy. Renza Bando, listen, he's a pretty undersized wing.
Undersized then, yeah.
With the composition of the roster, even if you put Renza Bando there, I don't think Coach Tim Cone's gonna play him. You have Dwight Ramos, you have CJ Perez, you have Chris Newsom, Justin Brownlee, who plays the 3 yung majority of the time. Calvin Oftana. Where is Renz Abano gonna get playing time as an undersized wing? So, even if nandiyan si Renz Abando, I don't think he's gonna get the roster spot. I don't even think he's gonna get playing time if ever he gets the roster spot. Si Zave yung okay sana eh. Kaso, kaya sabi ni Maui, medyo papakamot ka ng ulo na hindi nila alam kung eligible si Zave. Tapos sakala nila dinagdag sa pool. I mean,
cramming.
Throw planning and foresight out the window and just, he's playing well for this current conference. Sige, let's add him to the pool. We have no idea if he's eligible. Yung sabi ni Maui, it's not a good look. Obviously, walang long-term plan. Hindi nyo nga alam kung yung current player na pinasok sa pool ay eligible nga eh. Diba? Yun ang nakakainis at nakakatawa to be honest. So, mapatawa ka na lang na when the announcement was made, like, huh? I know Zave is not eligible. Then the articles keep coming. Oh, they're not even sure if he's eligible. So that's pretty funny. And honestly, it's sad. It's sad. Ganito yung state ng basketball organizations natin.
Ang dami ng ginagastos, kuno.
They can't even... And as you said, Sam, they had to really talk to Tim Cone to expand the pool. And one of the other things when I was concerned with, where are the bigs? Yeah. Diba? If you weren't sure that Zave Lucero is eligible, why isn't QMB there?
Yeah, exactly. Yun yung isang point that I wanted to bring up. If we're just adding guys to the pool, even though we're not yet sure if they're eligible, why not just add QMB? Just list them down.
Yeah.
Diba? Like yun
our starting center is
mamaya pag si Mike Phillips.
Mike Phillips, sama mo na rin. I mean, ma-add lang sa pool, di ba?
Yeah, and Mike Phillips has played under Coach Tim. Tama ba? He has, di ba?
Yeah, sa Asian Games.
Sa Southeast Asian Games, di ba?
Southeast Asian Games.
it's baffling to me. Positional need. I mean, we saw Junmar get tired. Remember the loan.
Tsaka about Junmar, what's scary about Junmar right now is he has a calf injury.
May injury
Remember
din,
what happened?
calf injury.
Remember what happened to the star players in the NBA with the calf injury? Do we need to remind you what happened to Lillard, what happened to Tatum, and what happened to Haliburton? So it's scary. One more injury and probably Junmar is done.
Yun para sa akin eh. The only guy who addresses roster need in the additions that they made is RJ because wala tayong point guard. And I would have wanted more bigs. Kasi nga, look at their bigs lineup. Si AJ Edo lang yung bata. Wala nang ibang bata. So,
Japet like it's hot!
si Japet at si Junmar pa rin. Si Japet at si Junmar pa rin itiwala tayo. They're nearing 40 and we're still trying to get the most out of them. And Junmar's injured. Ewan. I still hope that they win. I am gonna watch. Obviously, it's Gilas. I'm gonna watch and hope that they win. I'm gonna be cheering for them. But grabe, without Kai, I think mahirapan ng Gilas. It's gonna take a huge, perfect performance if we're gonna beat the teams that we're up against.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Gabi. Yun yung isa sa main points ko is like, where are the big men kung we're just adding people to the list? But I guess for me, just kudos to Coach Tim Cone. Like, to be fair to Coach Tim Cone, he really sticks to his strategy. And we've questioned this ever since he was appointed as the coach of Gilas. And to be fair to him, he has succeeded. He has won games against like big teams like Latvia, diba? So talagang he really sticks to the strategy. But even the SBP parang, Coach Tim, baka naman mag-add ka lang ng 4 na tao, baka naman pwede kang magdagdag, diba? So siguro if there's like one good thing about it, like si Coach Tim Cone, he really sticks to like that one strategy. But to your point, I think yung biggest question dito sa 4 guys that they added to the pool, bakit walang big men? Again, if we're just adding people to the pool, might as well just add more guys. I think that's it for the Gilas coverage. Before we go, UE, if you're a UE Red Warriors fan, some good news for you. UE getting a few foreign recruits. Parang Drayton Kawili and Mariano Taniedo joining UE's backcourt. Honestly, wala pang napapanood sa kanila, but anything you wanna, like, is this a good sign for UE? Does this excite UE, Gab?
Well, for me, it doesn't hurt that they got additional guys. They lost so much. If you've watched any UE basketball this preseason, they are so rough.
UP? UP or UE?
UE, sorry.
UE.
If you've watched any UE Red Warriors basketball this offseason, they are so rough. They are very top heavy. They rely a lot on John Abate, Welo Lingo, and Precious Momoway for a ton of their offense. And their team is the who's who of the who? Because I barely know anyone from their bench guys. And if they're able to, these 2 guys, if they're, kasi puro highlights lang and I don't want to judge them based on highlights. If they're able to get some playing time and actually produce and sort of approximate the production of guys like Maga, Gerard Wilson, Jack Cruz Dumont. These are the guys who were playmaking for UE and they left. Malay mo, Sam.
These guys were huge for UE. Big shoes to fill.
Malay mo, Sam, that one of these guys actually can contribute, diba? And soak up some minutes because they've lost so much. They need as much firepower as they can. Guys, just guys to make shots. Because honestly, outside of Abate and Momoway, the others are just you could flip a coin with if Welo Lingo was gonna be hot or not. You can flip a coin if Nico Muling Tapang is gonna contribute or not. The rest of their roster can't buy buckets on their own, and it's tough. So sana, I mean, si Kawili is a one and done. So I don't think he's gonna be recruited by
Yeah,
any
one
other
and
team. So that's a bright side. Si Tanieto though is a real freshman, so
Yeah.
he's in danger.
5
So
years eligible.
if,
Yeah.
if he's any good, baka he's playing elsewhere. And I hope for UE's sake that's not the case. But at least I think they were holding tryouts in Canada and the US. I think at least may nakuha sila. And hopefully they pan out. Hopefully they can soak up some minutes because Coach Chris Gavina's team is rough to watch. Kasi, wow. Kung Abate and Mamaway are not scoring or doing anything, tinatambakan lang sila. Ang hirap nilang panoorin. Maui, Sammy.
Wow.
Wait and
I
see.
have nothing
I
to
guess
add,
wait
yeah.
and see.
Wait and see.
Hopefully they don't go to UP in a few years. Diba? I think the fan
Si
base
Kawili
has-
hindi. Si Kawili hindi.
Kawili, one and done eh. Yeah.
It's both a joke and the statement. Kasi for the fan base, I think of UE, sakit that every season you think that we're one step higher, and then once the off season starts, we go 2 steps backwards with all of these player transfers, diba? So with the new coach, hopefully that changes everything. I don't know, but if this off season is any indication, nothing has changed, and I don't know if these types of moves will pan out in 5 seasons, diba? Kasi maybe they have to look at baka umabot sa point parang terra firma sila. They'll just say ayaw na namin sa PBA, diba? I mean, UE fans are so exhausted with all the transfers. So much like Gab, it doesn't hurt when you hear teams like UE getting new recruits, but hopefully they are for keeps.
Sa akin, I just want to say finally there's some recruitment news for UE. I think yun yung isa sa mga pitches for hiring Coach Chris Gavina. Yung ties niya to teams, players, agents abroad. So hopefully this is like only the first of many for UE and for Coach Chris Gavina. Although I do want to say, si Coach Jack Santiago was an underrated recruiter. He recruited guys like si Jack Cruz Dumont, si Luis Villegas, who was one and done. Although I think si Coach Franz Pumaren was the one who was trying to get Luis Villegas. So ended up with Coach Jack Santiago. But hopefully he pans out. Si John Abate din. Sorry, kay Coach Jack Santiago. So we'll see kasi it's hard to watch UE right now. Tama kayo. It's hard. It's tough. We'll see. Okay. I think that's it for today's episode. Medyo slow news day tayo. We'll do another episode. Hopefully kung merong news. For those watching Phil Oil.
Playoffs na.
Malapit na yung playoffs. Maui might be gone for a few weeks, so goodbye.
You're stuck with
to
me.
Maui.
And Sammy.
I'm stuck with Gab, and Gab actually might also be gone for a while, so we might take a break sometime in July. We'll see. But that's it for now. Comment down below your thoughts on the UAAP news. Anything to watch out for. If you haven't yet, like, comment, share with your friends, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.